Today is your lucky day because today you are going to find out how to solve for an angle in a right angle triangle. So start off the exact same way that we did in the last video. Very first thing you do is you're going to mark your reference angle. This angle right here is the one that we're trying to figure out. Then you're going to label the two sides you know with opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse. So this side over here is the opposite. This side over here is the adjacent. So since we are dealing with opposite and adjacent, according to SOHCAHTOA, we're going to use the tan formula. So you're going to write down the formula. Tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. Substitute in what you know. So our theta is called x. The opposite side is 15. The adjacent side is 20. And what we have to do is to isolate x. And with any equation, when you isolate, you have to do the opposite operation to both sides. So we need to get rid of this tan. So what you're going to do is take what is called the tan inverse of both sides. So the tan inverse looks like the button tan with an exponent -1. It's not an exponent -1. This is just what tan inverse looks like. And it's going to be in the shift button above the tan button. So you're going to press shift and then press the tan button, and that's where you should find the tan inverse. When you take the tan inverse of the left side, that's what eliminates the tan, and you're just left with x. And now you're going to take the tan inverse of the right side. And to type this into your calculator, you would press shift tan bracket 15 divided by 20, close the bracket, equals, if you have a display calculator. If you have a non-display calculator, you would type in the fraction first, bracket 15 divided by 20, close bracket, then press shift tan. So try both ways, and you should get as your answer 37 degrees. So try both of these methods to find out whether you're a display calculator or non-display if you forget, and you should get your answer of 37 degrees. So let's try it again. First thing you're going to do is mark your angle so you know which angle you're trying to figure out. You have to do this so that you'll know which one is the opposite and which one is the hypotenuse and which one's the adjacent. So we know this side, that's the opposite. We know that side, and that's the hypotenuse. And since we are dealing with the opposite and the hypotenuse, according to SOHCAHTOA, that is the sine formula. So you're going to write down the formula. Sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. Now you substitute in what you know. Sine x equals 5 over 12. This time take the sine inverse of both sides. So taking the sine inverse of this side, we'll get rid of the sine, leaving you with x. And we're going to take the sine inverse of this side. So again, type that into your calculator. If you have a display calculator, it's shift sine and then bracket 5 divided by 12, close bracket, equals. If you have a non-display, it's bracket 5 divided by 12, close the bracket, then shift sine. Either way, you should get 25 degrees as your answer. So make sure you know which way your calculator works. Alright, we're going to move on to the next page. And just like in the last video, what I want you to do is to try this question on your own and try example number 4 as well on your own, and then we will take it up afterwards. So press pause now and try those 2 examples on your own. The diagrams have been given, so answering them shouldn't be too much of a problem. Press pause now, please. Okay, welcome back. This is what you should have for your solution to the first, or example number 3. The ladder was leaning against a building. The foot of the ladder was 6 feet from the building. The ladder reaches a height of 14 feet on the building, and you were asked to determine the angle the ladder makes with the ground. So that is this angle right here. That made that side the opposite and this side the adjacent. So you were using the tan formula, tan inverse of both sides, and get 67 degrees. For the second question, it marked right here what the angle was. You were trying to solve for this angle right here. So this was the opposite side. This was the adjacent side. So you were also using the tan formula. The only difference with this question is because it talks about a bearing originates from the north. So because this question mark, this angle right here was equal to 125 and north starts up here, you had to take 90 and add the 25 to make 125. So that is from north what the entire angle of rotation is right there. So anytime that you get a question about bearings, just remember that you have to maybe add this angle to something to get your bearing, just depending on which direction it goes in. So if there's any part of this that you didn't understand, please mark it and ask your teacher on the next day. Thanks, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.